What's good, everybody? It's your boy JR.
Jose.
Irene.
Rev.
Thank you for joining us, Eclectic Nerds. All right, y'all. We're still in October. It still gets spooky. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Last episode, we spoke about scary movies, right? This episode, we're going to let y'all know a little bit about what we've dealt with. Our own scary experiences. We've seen some stuff. We've experienced some stuff. We've heard some stuff. But is it real? That's a whole conversation, right? I guess this is going to be a therapy session for all of us in a way, right? Yeah, man. Life is it can be super bright and super good, and it can get real dark real quick. Super unexpected. I love paranormal stuff. I've experienced stuff. Because of that, my faith is stronger, right? So definitely, I'm so hyped for this one, man. From graveyards to people having hands showing on their car on the side when no one's there. Like, oh man, there's so many cool things that we've gone through. Goodness. Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. But, all right, y'all. Let's get into it. We got goosebumps. Who wants to go first? Oh, Jose, he said it.
Oh.
Ladies first.
Oh my. Okay.
Ghastly goose.
You want to? I guess I can start it just because I don't have a lot of scary experiences.
The Lord is
None that you remember.
Okay, so yes. So here's the thing with me. Okay. Look, I think I have a special favor under God's eye because I have not experienced a lot of things.
Amen.
But I will say, as little. When I was a little tiny baby, I've heard what my sisters have told me because obviously I'm like 1, 2, I don't remember all this stuff. So I'll talk about those experiences and that'll be what I'm going to talk about. So when I was little, we used to live in a trailer park, all right? Them good old days. Well, I don't know about good old days. But when I think I was sleeping. I don't even remember the whole thing, but I do remember my sisters telling me that there would be things falling in that trailer, like from the kitchen to the bathroom to anywhere in the bedroom. I know for sure. And here's my thing, and this is why, and back to our last episode when we were talking about scary movies, the thing with me is I don't like watching a lot of scary movies just because, and this is my personal belief, whatever you watch in your house, you might be able to bring that in your home, and that's a big thing for me that I don't like watching that. I know it's there. I know there's I don't. The thing is, like, it feeds on fear, and knowing that you're fearful of that is what takes over. And I know that. I believe in God and all of that stuff, but I still do not welcome that. That's the only thing.
Man, so, I don't fear nothing but the IRS and the Lord. That's it.
Anyway, so in that trailer park, that's where I first, it happened and all that stuff. But my biological father used to have a lot of VCR tapes of all these scary horror movies, and that's what we were watching when we were little kids. That's where my traumatic experiences happen. But and I feel and I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of things were happening in that like house. A lot of like shadows, a lot of like heaviness was there. I mean, there's obviously childhood trauma, but I feel like that was mainly the main thing. And so whenever my sisters, we would all be in the trailer park, they'd see things moving and stuff. And there was this one instance where my third oldest sister was sleeping, and I don't know where I was, but I know for sure that one of my older sisters was in the kitchen, or I don't know, but they saw like a shadow pass by, and it was like running, kind of thing, and they're like, oh, it's Delia, it's just her, she's playing around.
Getting snacks.
Yeah, eating snacks, whatever. I guess it happened again, or I'm not too sure, but when they went to go check, because they're like, this girl's supposed to be sleeping.
See what I mean?
What the heck was that?
What was that?
What the heck was that?
That was just Pita, y'all. She likes to do zoom ins.
If they even heard that.
Psych.
But what possessed her to do that?
She's probably hungry, bro.
Oh my God.
I knew she was gonna do it when I saw her walk.
She was ready. But yeah, so when they went to go check up on my sister, she was knocked out. They were like, what's going on here? Like, we swear we saw something pass by. Then after shortly, little things started falling here and there kind of thing. That's kind of like the experiences we had. I know there's way more. I mean, like at night, sleeping, like this like heaviness on top of us. It was just a lot, and I think I just blocked it. but because I can't remember a lot.
Valid.
But yeah, and to my growing years, I honestly don't think I really, unless I forgot, but I've never really experienced a lot of craziness.
What if they hypnotized you like in Insidious?
You know, that can be true. I don't know. Actually. Oh my god. No, see, pero I guess there's one time when I was sleeping and I dreamt of something like we were I was like I was in a house in my dream and I was surrounded by family members. I don't know what happened, and I felt this heavy, like there was this heavy cloud on me. And it was just heavy, but I can also feel it in my body. And this was like a few weeks ago, okay? And I was like, and I'm trying to wake up from my dream, and I'm like, what is happening? I know I'm trying to wake up, but I know this is a dream. Like, there's something going on here. Eventually, I woke up. It was Ita. And she was on me.
Dang cat.
Damn it, she's Rita. No, but yeah, seriously.
Not a sleep paralysis demon.
No.
Literally the cat.
No, but yeah, that's it. A little lighthearted ending, but yeah, that's it.
She had to line up the room. We got a little dark in here. She said, experience other stuff.
Whoever wants to start.
So one of the most memorable, I would say this is paranormal. I don't care what nobody says. I remember when I was a kid and I would like during summer vacation I would play on my Nintendo 64 like a lot later in the night, right? Because you know it's summer vacation. So I remember this one time I was playing Super Smash Brothers and my game froze and it was 3 a.m. It was like, you know, and you know what they say about 3 a.m., right? Like, supuestamente la hora del demonio.
Oh,
supuestamente,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
And this is in the 2000s?
Yeah, this is like 2002,
Oh, Mash
maybe.
was definitely on.
MASH was on, or probably, what was it?
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like 2000. No, not even 2002. This is probably like
X-Files.
2000. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. So I my game froze, and so I reset it, but it wasn't turning on. So I was like, you know, you take the little cartridge out, you're like,
blow on it.
Yeah, put it back in there, and so it turned on. But it was kind of like, you know how they had the little Nintendo logo popping in, and then you just like the little animation with the master hand picking up. Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't do that. Okay. It went straight to the flames, like, you know, when you're about to press the start. But instead of press start, it was like, but like nothing appeared. It was just flames, bro. It was just flames. I got so freaking scared. Like, si no me dormí ese rato, me dormí. I turned it off. I ran to my mom's room and I just like the whole night, because that was so I didn't play Smash for like a good week after that. I was so scared. And like I don't think as a kid, like I started thinking about 3 a.m. and I was just like, I gotta go to sleep before that. That's so crazy.
That's the best time to be up.
So that was like, well, yeah, now I don't even care, right? Now they gotta watch out for me. I'm over here playing competitive, like
the reverse goon is crazy.
No, but so that was one of my probably like scariest like things as a kid. I mean, it's not that bad, but you know, I guess a more recent one. I mean, I didn't think it was scary. I mean, I don't, because I do believe that demons exist out here, right? And they try to play,
100%, bro.
They try to mess with us.
Without the bad.
No, yeah.
But do y'all
Look
know?
at Cardi B.
Y'all know how Patterson Road's supposedly like haunted?
Yeah.
Okay, well, me and Caesar one time, and if he's watching this, he knows what I'm talking about.
Shut up.
This is like a couple months ago too. We went through Patterson Road like at night, right? And we were just like telling. He didn't know about it, but we were just playing around with him, like woo, right? Me and my sister. And then there's a handprint, bro. Like the next day, like
on your car.
in his car, yeah.
On the Stang? That's crazy.
They're like, yeah, this is the one before the crash. Literally a few days before the crash, bro. So
They're probably trying to push the Stang out the way.
I don't know, but yeah, that was kind of haunting.
creepy.
Not that bad. It could have been anything, right? But still, like,
It's kind of crazy.
what are the odds, right? Because if you go on TikTok and you look up Patterson Road, it's not the only ones this happened to.
Con las manos, yeah.
I
and
think
there's
that's a lot of haunted places.
Yeah, and then there's people that have been posting like 3 a.m. photos there and seeing like soldiers, like ghosts of soldiers. Because there's a, I think it's World War.
Confederate.
Yeah, andale cemetery.
It's a Confederate
andale,
cemetery, yeah.
sorry. Yeah, y que supuestamente hay ghosts in la noche. There's people that are taking pictures. And yeah, no, I never go down that road ever. That was only one time.
No, there's a lot of places in Houston who are allegedly haunted.
But you would know, right? Because you're about to tell us about some.
Definitely.
They're about to take over the whole.
Yeah.
For sure.
You probably have
Jose,
more
do you have one
scary
before I get into it?
Go ahead, bro.
All right, when I was in the University of Houston downtown, there was a place called Spaghetti Warehouse. It was right next to it, and it's like infamous, right? I don't think it's around anymore.
No, they took it down.
They took it down after Harvey.
They took it down. It became a bar. Now it's something else.
Yeah, but the story is, the
place was haunted.
The place was haunted. For sure, I've experienced it because on the second floor, you just felt like a dark presence. I'm not trying to come off as cool or none of that, but like I really do feel certain vibes and certain things before I get to the Spaghetti Warehouse, like as a kid. I didn't know this until years later, but my parents are immigrants, living the struggle, right, trying to do better for themselves. So we lived in an old apartment, and my father was a maintenance man at the apartments where we lived in. So he had access to everyone's houses, everyone's units for any work that needed to be done. And we lived on the second floor at the moment, at the time, I believe. Second or first, whichever one. Long story short, they started feeling weird things in the house. They started noticing like shadows, things will be moving. Like they'll put something on the counter and they'll like literally just slide. And my dad, being a man of logic, he'll put the leveler to see if there's any, like maybe it's tilted or whatever, if there's any foundation. Nothing, no problems. So I'm a newborn, right? I'm a couple months old, allegedly. And like, well, because I mean, I don't know. They remember. They're the ones that told me, right? It wasn't until later that I kind of like, it's weird. It's a whole thing. But long story short, one night I was crying apparently, like insane, like hysterically crying in my crib. And they say for the most part I was a pretty chill baby. Like once I knocked out, like that was it. I wake up the next morning kind of thing. But they said I woke up like in a terror cry. And when they walked in the room, they felt it was super cold. And they felt that it was like there was like a heavy presence, like pressure on their chest. So they grabbed me, and they said like I was looking at the corner of the bedroom, and when they looked, they saw like a shadow or something like that. And my parents are
figure
like a mist, like a black mist is what they said. It's like smoke almost, but there's no smoke. The alarm is on, like there's no alarm on or whatever. So I'm a kid. I'm a baby. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? For all I know, I doo-doo my pants or whatever. But they're like trying to calm me down, and I would not calm down. Like the more they try to calm me down, the more I would cry.
Well, you know what they say, babies and kids and like dogs.
No, yeah, because I truly believe that. I truly believe that because I've experienced multiple things as a kid, but I think this is where it stems from. So during they started praying and they started reciting verses for protection and whatnot, and I believe that has a strong effect, right? The mind and the faith definitely play a part. But what scared them the most, or what made them the most convinced that it was real, was my parents aren't to exaggerate or to even talk about this kind of thing, but when the conversation occurred, they said that they saw the mist literally as they were reciting and praying. They saw the mist go from one corner straight through the window, and the window cracked and broke, and there was no storm, there was none of that, but they saw it, right? And ever since then they were like, oh, you know what's going on. They're men and women of faith. They'll try to figure it out. Well, a couple days or weeks later, my dad's maintenance, and he had to go do some work at the unit above or below us. Long story short, when he goes in there, these people had shrines. They had things of like the dark arts. They had, I don't know if it was voodoo or some kind of Haitian like shrine or whatever. My dad freaked out because where it was going on was right above my bedroom or right below my bedroom. So it's right under or above me, whichever one, right? But he noticed that they had, I don't know if it was a picture of me or a picture of children or whatever the case was, but he called the authorities, and I don't know, he never told me what happened from there, but he reported it because it was like, it's not a coincidence that I was going through something and it's above or like right on top of me kind of thing.
That's like a movie.
Yeah, it really is. And I've always wondered as a kid, like, man, like, I've experienced things that I shouldn't have experienced that saved my life. And I've always had a curiosity for that kind of darkish stuff, not because I have malintent, but I'm a firm believer, like, how can you protect yourself if you don't know what you're dealing with? Right? And religion and faith can only go so far because
then there's a line that, you know, you could potentially cross.
Exactly.
Curiosity killed the cat.
No, exactly. But I've studied, I've looked in, I've done my research, I've gone down the rabbit hole. Like, I know certain things that most people be like, oh man, you're getting into it. No, bro, I want to be aware of what it is so I can stay away from it.
No, yeah.
Because if you're naive, you don't know what you're walking into. Right? That's one situation I dealt with as a kid. Dang, I'm trying to see what I can say.
The spaghetti house.
Yeah, the warehouse.
Oh yeah, spaghetti. So spaghetti warehouse. We're there.
Warehouse. Sorry.
Allegedly, I believe the story is that people were murdered there or died. I think it was early 1800s. I think it was like a saloon or something like that. We went for lunch because they had like a lunch special, like $10.99, whatever. We're broke college kids.
Yeah. No.
We go eat there, and everyone knows, like, oh, is it haunted here? So they would ask, can we eat upstairs? And they're like, yeah, you know, people will go, but they warn you. They're like, look, we're not responsible if anything happens. And I'm like, man.
Se come la comida.
Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm here to get this Alfredo and whatever garlic y'all got. I ain't tripping on it. Like, man, mess me with that scary stuff. Like, I ain't tripping on it. I've dealt worse since I was a baby, literally. So we're eating. Everyone's chill. But one thing I do know is you don't mock it. You don't mock it because you don't know what you're dealing with, bro. Respect it at its level. Be aware of it, but don't mock it. And I had a colleague of mine who was like, ooh, do something. And I'm eating my food, and I'm like,
dumb.
You a dummy, bro. But go ahead. I ain't gonna save you, though. Let me get another orange soda. Thank you. Like, we're doing our thing. He gets up, and he falls back, and he thought somebody pushed him, but we're like, literally, no one's behind you, bro. How is it like, nah, somebody pushed me? Like, bro, we're literally in front of you. Yeah. What are you talking about? So he's like, whatever. He sits down. He's about to reach for his drink, and it slides.
Oh, no. Goodbye.
Like, he's there. He sits down, like, man, okay, he eats. Literally, he's reaching out, and the thing goes, whoom. And we're all just like...
That's your fault.
And I looked at him, I was like, you asking, bro? Come on, take the cup. Take the cup. He was like, who's moving it? I was like, bro. And I was like, how you gonna ask me who's moving it, bro? We all have something in our hands.
You're like, I don't see these two hands.
So then I go, here you go. Boom. Cool. The moment I let go of that thing flew across the table. No. That thing flew across the table, and I was like, I ain't leaving tip, bro. I'm out, bro. Like, I'm not afraid of it, but I'm like, look, bro, you caused this, dog. I ain't. That ain't on me, bro.
And you never saw him again.
No, and he was like, he never wanted to go back to eat there, and if we did, he was like, nah, downstairs, bro. I'm not going upstairs. Man. I was like, how are you going to start something and then be the main one? Like, nah, bro, see, this is what I'm telling you. Don't mess with what you don't know. Yeah. But do your research. Be informed.
Yeah, no, I heard all the stories there, too.
Yeah. Well, as you can tell, I'm Hispanic, specifically Mexican. I was raised Catholic. We were raised Catholic growing up. We're taught all about that, the church and everything that comes with that. The one thing they don't talk about is the other side of, the stories that are the Bible and God and all that, because there isn't really anything to say besides don't mess with it, And the one thing that we're not taught to deal with growing up is death. Death is one of those imminent things that's going to happen to anyone and everyone. 5 years ago, I lost my father. He passed away. And before that, I was, like I mentioned in the previous video, I've always been into horror movies. I kind of like them a lot. And that's always been something that I just watch constantly. But after my dad passed away, I remember those first couple nights were kind of hard. And for some reason, for whatever reason, I was having sleep paralysis every day. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't as bad at first. But once it was like over a week and I was still getting them, I remember one time, and specifically, I remember opening my eyes, having enough strength to open my eyes, and seeing like a figure, and it has an outline. It's a dude in some kind of long coat with a hat, and I've looked this up, and that's a common thing to see.
Yeah.
With that, and
with sleep paralysis.
Yeah, with sleep paralysis. That's like a common one. A dude with like a raincoat, trench coat with a hat.
Oh, the black? Yep.
Yeah, it's all black, and I remember seeing that.
Oh.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that a lot, and I remember finally telling my Catholic family about it, and I was like, oh yeah, they're about to let me have it, and phone calls were made, barridas con un huevo, getting the huevo, all that happened, and to counter, and
I believe that works, bro. I know it works.
I did feel better after. But this is what happened after that. And now, this is during COVID. 5 years ago, this is during COVID.
Sure.
My father passed away in September. We didn't get to bury him until the end of October. Because believe it or not, the funerals were booked. These places were booked up to the chain.
People were literally dropping.
Literally, I had to work from September to October dealing with the grief and dealing with everything until those days that I had to bury him. So I had my life was business as usual for the that's usually not happening with regular, like someone passes away usually within a week or whatever. Yeah. So I had to I was taking all that in. But now, a couple weeks before the funeral, the family's more engaged. Now they're coming over more. Now they're, because now it's just upon us, the day's upon us, and the days after. The days, they're coming a lot more. They're helping out around the house. They're just helping us in general, just hanging out. We had just finished cleaning up the garage. We were hanging out in the kitchen area, the common area in the kitchen area, and my dad, of course, was taking some medicine, so we always had little vials of pills, just on the counter. We're over there, we're just joking around, we're talking, and my uncle, who is also his best friend, we're just chit-chatting it up. This little vial of pills just falls off. It just falls. And we're all looking at it, and we all see it, and I try to ignore it. We try to ignore it.
Yeah.
We put the vial back. As soon as we put the vial back, another one falls over. Instantly, right then and there, my uncle just, he's just like, hey, leave it alone. Stop playing with us. Stop messing with us. Doesn't happen. And ever since then, it'll be little stuff like that happens. And I don't like to say this, I don't want to scare anyone from coming over to my house, but things like that have happened. I remember recently, maybe this is less than a year ago, me and my sister and my mom were just chilling, we're eating, and we have a dog. His name is Zeus. I love Zeus. And I know how he sounds because his little nails when they hit the tile, he's walking around the house. You know what that sounds like when you have a pet. And I remember he's walking around, we're eating, my mom, she sits down last, we're sitting down, and we're just eating, and then out of nowhere we hear a whimper. We hear whimpering. We're like, what is that? And immediately I know it's coming from my room. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I walk over there, I open the door, Zeus is on the bed.
Oh.
I bring him down, and Mom was like, what's that? I'm like, Zeus was on the bed. She's like, no, he wasn't. When I sat down, I saw him walk around. He was walking around, and I started remembering. I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember seeing that, because I'm like, oh yeah, here's the little footsteps, he's walking around. Oh. So we're sitting there, the three of us, and because she's like, I'm like, he was in the bed. I got him off my bed. And then it starts hitting me that he wasn't there. He wasn't on my bed. And we kind of kept eating and tried. We went to stores after.
You got a shapeshifter in your house, bro.
We literally went to go to stores. We went to do stuff to distract ourselves.
Just like
a mutant.
After the movies, you have to do something.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that it's mainly me and my mom that we're always in the same room when stuff like that happens, and we don't get scared. We just kind of laugh it off, because it's like, no, we're not gonna put any value on it.
Yeah.
Or try to mess with it, but it's one of those things that it happens often enough where it's like, okay, all right, something's funny is going on. One more little thing. This was maybe a few years ago. Two of my best friends, we'll just use initials KT and BB. We were hanging out at my house. We were doing some stuff we shouldn't have been doing with certain equipment, and we were just having a good time. We're having a good time, and next thing you know, we're just having too much of a good time. We're feeling eerie because something was not right with the stuff we had, and we're just sitting there. One of us, KT, was good. We're chilling, and we're chilling in my living room. We just start hearing it. We just start hearing like little like scatter noises, or like sliding or like a wall or something. Like they ask me, "Hey, is your TV on?" I'm like, "What TV?" They're like, "Well, the other. What's on the other side of the wall?" I'm like, "That's my room." I'm like, and I know the TV's not on.
Oh, geez.
I go check just to confirm. I'm like, no, the TV's not on. And they're like, was there someone outside? We check outside. There's no one outside. My buddy who's good, he's good. I ask him, hey, you know, because me and Brandon are over here freaking out. He's like, I don't want to freak y'all out more, but I heard it too. And we're like, oh man. So we immediately try to watch something else, play some video games or something, because
distract yourself.
You have to. You can't put too much energy into it. It's very tough. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Those are some of the small experiences I've been through, and hopefully you enjoyed it.
No, definitely do. And the thing about it is, like, sometimes it's the same. It could be both. It could be something paranormal, but it could also be good.
Yeah.
And I have a story on that one. Casey, my older cousin, which I consider my brother because he was my first brother, he was murdered, and it hit me hard. It hit me really hard. I was just leaving high school. I was gonna help him get his GED, help him get back on his feet. Like, we had a whole thing planned, right? Due to circumstances, I never got that privilege, right? But I didn't know how to cope with it, and I was very angry at a lot of people, and things like this feed off of that.
Oh yeah.
They feed off of it.
Fear, sadness, yeah.
100%. I was very closed. I was very angry, not exactly at my family, but just at the world and the circumstances, because you want justice. Unfortunately, in my personal opinion, the justice system is 100% flawed.
Yeah.
When people who deserve consequences get a slap on the wrist, and people who don't deserve such harsh consequences get the harsh time. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But the streets do what the streets are gonna do, and that's all. That's all that, you know what I'm saying. But I held and suppressed this so much that it started affecting me in my dreams, and I was attracting things that I didn't want to attract. Right? I started noticing, like, man, I'm frustrated, and mentally you attract things, right? So car accidents, misplacing things, you get irritated over the simplest things because it's feeding off of that. One night I had a dream, and in my dream I'm walking into the house from work, right? I walk into the house, and then I look at a living room, and the family's there and everyone's happy, but the room had like it was almost like a dark filter, right? And when I look on the couch, Casey is there, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, look, he's here, he's back, like, he's okay, blah blah blah. And I was so weak, and I missed him so much. When I saw him for a second, I really thought it was a dream.
Yeah, you were like,
I really thought, like, so he's not dead. Like, it was almost like I was almost convinced. But when I looked at him, he didn't look right.
Yeah, he's not. That's not.
He didn't look right.
It's not.
Casey had a light to him, right? He'll walk into a room and he'll light up the room. He's a goofball. He literally the life of the party, the biggest heart in the family. Like, man, like, it's hard not to get emotional trying to talk about him, but in that moment I saw him and it wasn't him.
Yeah.
He looked a little paler. He had like shadows, like, I guess bags or whatever.
Oh,
like it, almost like a Tim Burton character, because he has that trope. He always has like dark hair. And I saw him and I was like, nah, that's not him. And even when he spoke to me, it sounded just like him, and I think that's what really like broke my heart in the dream. Because hearing his voice after not hearing his voice for so long, it pulls tricks on you, and that's with these things, they know how to get you. Yeah. But at the same time, I remember his voice, and I remember things that he would tell me, and I was like, nah, it's not matching. So I told the figure, I was like, nah, but dog, you ain't him.
Yikes.
And he was smiling, and when I said that, it was almost like a horror film.
Oh, no.
Because he was smiling, and then he just got serious.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah, it was almost like a genuine smile, and then it turned sinister.
Like, oh, shoot.
Like, oh, I'm not fooling you kind of thing. So back then, my room was right outside the living room. So when I told him, nah, but dog, I'm out, I started backing up. Like, I'm not turning my back to these things. We're from the hood. You don't turn your back to the enemy. And I was walking back, and it got up, and it just started sprinting at me. So I said, hell no, yeet. And I ran to the room, and I shut the door, and he was so close. Like, I shut the door, and I could see him like this close before shutting the door, and I woke up in a sweat. I woke up in a sweat, and I was angry.
Wow.
I remember punching a hole in my wall, and this is around that time, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm aware of all these things. I'm checking, I'm like, dang, it's all checking out, bro. Like, these dudes are trying to get me. Like, when you're hurt, you're at your weakest, right? And again, I pray, but I was so angry. Like, I remember just punching the wall, and like my skin was just, it almost felt like I had a fever, but it was out of anger. Yeah. My blood is boiling, and I was like, why am I going through this? Like, what the F? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I could not sleep. I had an exam that same day, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna fail this test. Like, I'm not rested for it. Like, my mind isn't the whole thing kept on replaying, right? And for the longest, I didn't tell anybody. And I think a couple weeks passed by, and then my brother told me, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I'm good. He was like, no, Junior, like, dude, you haven't been the same since, what happened. And then I opened up to him, and I told him what happened, and he started crying. My brother started crying because he told me he had a dream. Oh. And in the dream, he was my dad made him work in front of the house. He was like mowing the lawn or like raking the leaves or something. Mm-hmm. And Casey pulls up, and he's wearing a shirt, his favorite shirt. And he was like, he always called him, hey, big dog. And that's kind of where I get it from. He was like, hey, big dog, what's up, man? That was always his phrase. What's up, man? And he was like, where's Junior? And then Brian's like, what? Like, he's a kid, right? My brother at this time, he's like 12, 13, around there. He's a kid. And he kind of freaked out. He was like, no, chill. Like, where is he? And he was like, no. He was like, here. I have something for him. I have some for him. And he was like, no. He was like, tell Junior to be careful. Tell Junior to be careful. They're after him. And he took that as him threatening me. When in reality,
he was trying to help.
He was trying to warn. He was trying to tell him he was trying to like convey the message to warn me. And when I asked him when that happened, we calculated that happened the night that I had my dream.
That's scary. Oh, wow.
And we both broke down. Yeah. We had a whole moment. We both broke down. We hugged, and we laughed because we were like, damn, like.
He was trying to help you even past.
Yeah.
Like spiritually.
100%.
Yeah, spiritually.
That's just real, man.
It's real.
That is real. And that's why I say, like, bro, this is a season to embrace everything, right? Embrace the good, but just know that in that creepy stuff, there's also things that you might misinterpret.
Yeah.
And there's good to it, bro. There's 100% good to it. And yeah, no, like that's what I'm saying. Like, we've gone through some stuff, man. We've gone through some stuff. And it's easy to kind of just give in to the ghosts and ghouls, but remember, bro, like, one message we will say: have your strength.
Oh yeah.
Your conscience, staying positive does wonders for you. Especially if you're going through something, know that you're not alone. People have gone through it. People have seen the other side. So if you ever need help, talk to somebody.
Yep.
And if you don't got somebody, talk to us, bro.
Yep.
Let's go.
In the comment section.
In the comment section.
100%, man. So yeah, we all kind of like went through scary stuff like that. But anybody else got anything to?
Well, I have something similar.
Any final words?
So, I remember like when my grandpa passed away, and I highly believe that like evil spirits and like something in general always tries to get at the people when they're like grieving. Because I remember when my grandpa passed away, and me and my mom were hanging out in one of the rooms in the house. It was just me and her though. We heard him coughing, like his cough, like when he was sick. We heard it come from his room too, and me and her just looked at each other like,
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
No,
like we
so
got scared, and we went to his room, and obviously there's nobody. Like we checked the whole house, nobody was there. We heard his footsteps too. It was so scary. And shortly after that, and I truly believe that this also happened because during this time, this is when my mom and I and like the household in general were kind of like clinging to God. Like this is where like the turning point where we're like believers and stuff. And I feel like that at that point, that's when the devil tries to like really like fight for you, not fight for you, but like try to like get you away from that, like, you know. And I remember like my mom would pray in our house, and she would turn off the fan, and during prayer the fan would just start going, and she'd get scared, and she'd just keep praying and keep praying because she felt like it was a distraction. And it happened to her more than once too. It's like twice, you know. And I've always, you know, I've also heard stuff in my house too. I mean, at this point it's kind of like a recurring joke at the house, like, see, I got you a fantasma, like, you know. We don't.
No, for sure.
So, it's it reminded me of Jose's situation too.
It like I said, it still happens. Like, it's your house, you know your house, the way it sounds, the way doors when you open them, the way when you move a chair, it's all a distinct sound that you know. And when you hear them and no one else in the house is there, or everyone that's in the house is in one room and you hear it, how can you ignore that?
No. That, but I mean, I'm not trying to like, you know, change up the thing that's going around here, but sometimes it's in your head, like it's a memory that you have, that you hear certain things.
Yeah.
Because you've already heard it so many times. You know what I'm saying?
But when everyone heard the same memory,
like the same thing.
That's where it's. That's where it's kind of like we all look at each other and we're like.
Yeah. That's
scary. Yeah, because sometimes you hear like noises and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, the house is creaking or something.
No, we definitely do go through like traumatic experiences, and that's when you're the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right? Whatever religion you are, whatever you believe in, you know, I personally respect it, right? As long as you have good intentions, as long as you're good, right, and you do good towards others, I think that's all that matters. But every religion, every philosophy, every civilization has that battle, right? Good and bad, stories of you know, creatures, they go bump in the night kind of thing. And it's crazy that we all have similar experiences, man.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And this is the first time, honestly, that we've spoken about these experiences as a group. So to see so many similarities is pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all gone through stuff. We all lost people. You know, we're better, and we've gone worse for it, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, just be focused, be happy, do good, you know, and for real, respect it. Respect it, man.
For sure. Don't mock it.
Yeah, don't mock it.
Hell no. And y'all got a real TED Talk from us today, y'all. Man, let us know in the comment section below what y'all think.
Sure. Share your experiences.
Please do share them down below. I love stories like this. I love to see and hear, and it's a whole thing, man. I think y'all could tell that excitement from this episode.
We love hearing back from you guys. It really helps us too, like to see what it is that you guys like to see, and you know, hear more from, etc. So yeah.
Definitely, man. So as always, I'm JR.
Jose.
Irene. Rev.
Eclectic Nerds. We're out.
Bye. Bye.